Geez, stop sneaking up on me. Okay, geometry, let's do a quick lesson on Chapter 2, Lesson 7, Parallel Lines and Transversals. There's a lot of definitional stuff and a lot of theorems. Yay. Okay, if you got two lines and you got a line that cuts across it, that's called a transversal. As you can see, this is going to form a lot of angles. Let's call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they list this for you on page 169, but just so you know, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are on the inside of that, these are called interior angles. 1, 2, 7, 8 that are on the outside of the two lines, those are called exterior angles. I think that should be pretty easy. Consecutive interior angles are, they lie on the same side of the transversal. So consecutive interior angles would be like 3 and 5 or 6 and 4. Consecutive exterior angles would be 1 and 7 or 2 and 8. Alternate interior angles, I bet you can guess what that is. It's alternating sides. So 4 and 5 would be an alternate interior angle. 3 and 6 would be an alternate interior angle. 1 and 8, because they're on the outside, they're exterior angles. These are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior, 2 and 7. And lastly, corresponding angles, I think of them as kind of like being in the same spot. So see 1 and 5, they're both on the same side of the two lines. They're both on the lower side and on the same side of the transversal. So 1 and 5 would be corresponding, 3 and 7 would be corresponding. 8 and 4 would be corresponding, 6 and 2 would be corresponding. Okay. If you're following along with the book, turn the page, because now we're going to talk about parallel lines. And parallel lines, as you know, where's my eraser? Parallel lines can go on forever and never ever intersect. That's how you know they're parallel. Skew lines don't intersect either, but they're not in the same. So sorry, parallel lines are in the same plane and they don't intersect. Skew lines could be going like this. Can you see that? They're going different directions. So they're in different planes and they don't intersect. That's a little different. And then parallel planes would be two planes, that don't intersect. Okay, moving on to postulate 2.12. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of corresponding angles is congruent. So again, if we called this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, corresponding angles are congruent. So 1 would be the same as 5, congruent to 5. 2 would be congruent to 6. 4 would be congruent to 8. 3 would be congruent to 7. Go to the top of page 171, and there's angle pairs. Alternate interior angles are equal. So 3 would be the same as 6. 4 would be the same as 5. Consecutive interior angles, so consecutive interior. So 4 and 6, or 3 and 5. These are going to be supplementary. They're going to add up to 180 degrees. Alternate exterior angles are equal. 2 and 7, 1 and 8 would be congruent. Okay, I think I've got one more for you, and that's on the bottom of page 172, the perpendicular transversal theorem. So if I did this whole thing over, I guess, if you got two parallel lines and you've got a perpendicular line, if it's perpendicular to this one, then it's perpendicular to that one. Okay, we're going to use all these theorems, and they're going to ask you a ton of questions just applying these. None of these should be too hard. I know it takes some practice getting them in your noggin. Okay? All right.